Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a weekly track roundup. All my thoughts, my feelings on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past week or so. Whether I loved them or hated them or felt somewhere in between, they are linked down below so you can check them out for yourself. I still have kind of a stuffy nose. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna live. We're going to live. Also linked down below, along with all of those tracks I'm going to talk about. Our Turntable Lab link, if you want to use that to give us a little bit of kickback off of some vinyl you buy, some turntable stuff you buy, check it out. Check it out. Give it a nice check. Also, if you want to support the show, you can always hit up our Patreon page for a small monthly tier, get some extra bonus monthly content, access to our Discord community too. And our YouTube Shorts page is also rocking away down below as well. Okay, let's get into the worst tracks of the week. We have a handful, we have a few of those. They are, unfortunately, as follows. We have this new one from Zayn. What I Am is the title of it, and he is really doing his best to force himself into this kind of like moody singer-songwriter, deep-voiced, croony kind of thing, and I just do not think it plays to his strengths as primarily a pop artist. Maybe he's trying to mature a little bit on this new one. But even with that being the case, I just don't think the results are standing on their own. Plus, this is horrendous single art. Let's move on. We also have a new one from Meghan Trainor and T-Pain, Been Like This. Meghan, we know. And ever since All About That Bass, you've been writing the same records over and over and over. And that is the case for this new one over here too, which again is pretty much an old-timey song done with some new timey production, and you know, of course, she's talking about how she's got that booty. Again, we know that's the formula. I would say the only difference this time is, again, T-Pain's in the mix, who, I mean, you know, with all of his talent, he cannot save the track. And then Megan's pulling more from like kind of an old-timey flapper, you know, Depression era jazz sort of style, and a bit of inspo as opposed to, you know, some old school doo-wop. So I suppose that's a bit of a switch, but it's still annoying. It's still annoying in just about every way that it can possibly be. And also not really into the new Gunna track either, featuring Offset. It's about as average as a Gunna song gets. On top of that, Prada. I mean, that's got to be one of the most overused sort of like bits of wordplay. One of the few bits of wordplay that you catch in a lot of hip hop that is of Gunna's style in that lane. Proud of you, proud of you, proud of you, proud of them. And not only is it overused, like it's been used by so many artists, but on top of it, you're going to name your song after the same bit of wordplay that we've heard recycled a dozen times. It's stale. It's so freaking stale. Moving on from there, the tracks I was kind of met on. Not crazy about myself, but you might like them more than me. They are as follows. We have this new one from Smosh, who have teamed up with Baby No Money to make a very silly tongue-in-cheek, you know, parody type track called Submissive and Breedable. Look, I'm not saying it's great, but it is entertaining. If you're looking for some light entertainment, this is what you're going to want to check out. All right, we also have this new one from Ski Mask, the Slump God, Shibuya. And, you know, look, conceptually, I don't mind hearing Ski Mask try out, you know, this sort of like rage type sound and style. He's really pulling from, you know, that Cardi influence on this one. And again, conceptually speaking, that's fine. He just doesn't really bring a super fire standout flow on this track, and it kind of makes the entire experience of it a little underwhelming, unfortunately. You know, I just wish he was kind of on top of his flows, on top of his rapping as he usually is. He's got the beat, he's got the direction, but I feel like he kind of oversimplified things in the process. We have a new one from Sexyy Red, It Sexyy. I feel like this one for Sexyy Red, you know, it's fine. I know that she's trying to stay consistent with like dropping new singles and everything, but I feel like this song in so many ways is just very Sexyy Red by the numbers, which, you know, is maybe what her fans want right now. I was kind of hoping for something that hit a little bit harder, was more eccentric, was funnier, but you know, this one's passable. It's fine. Not hating on it or nothing. It's just not one of my favorite tracks from her. New PARTYNEXTDOOR track, Real Woman, very sleepy, moody, spacey, R&B with you know, some I guess, like, you know, gender dynamics that I could take or leave. I'll say that. Yeah, it's all right. And new one from Toliver, I think, is just kind of all right too. Some allusions to pregnancy sex, I would say, on this track. That seems very obvious, given, you know, pregnancy nods, immersion nods, the water nods, the sexual, still nose, head talking, the sexual inferences, you know, but it's a bit of a vibe. It's kind of a watery vibe. And we have a new one from Cardi B, who has hit us with finally a new proper single, not just some throwaway freestyle. And it's fine. It's okay. Outside of a few standout kind of funny bars, I feel like it's just very average for Cardi, and I was hoping for something that had a stronger chorus and wasn't just so, I don't know, okay. I just feel like there's no reason to be waiting 5+ years for this. You know, this is a song she could have immediately dropped as like an extra from her last album, and I think that's kind of the letdown with it, ultimately. All right, best tracks of the week. Let's get into some of those. We have this new one from Zack as well as Teezo Touchdown, who team up for a fun and catchy bit of tech house, some great grooves. Love the way he incorporates Teezo's voice on this one. The production all around is great, and it's just a, you know, really catchy dance floor anthem. Like it quite a bit. Damn is the title of it. All right, also digging on this new one from Willow. Willow has come through with another evolution. She's really kind of throwing it back on this new track over here. Symptom of Life is the title of it. And she's giving us like this kind of moody alt, over the top, emotional 90s piano pop rock with big drums, crazy chopped up chords, expressive lead vocals. I think this style really fits her. She's doing it really well. And it's just, you know, killer songwriting all around too. I'm really looking forward to, you know, hearing more of what she has to offer in this new cycle. I mean, her pop punk phase was just kind of okay. I feel like this just feels a bit more natural, I'll say that. We also have a new one from Vampire Weekend. The boys are 3 for 3. They're 3 for 3 with the singles. Classical is the title of this new one. And again, I just think Ezra and the guys are sounding like they're revitalized, you know, songwriting-wise, lyrically. Also on the production end, too, I think things are sounding a bit more kind of chaotic and fun and silly and colorful. And, you know, you have a lot of different textures and bits that are beautiful, bits that are kind of lo-fi and messy. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking it a lot. All right, moving on from there, we have Rapsody, who has a new record on the way. 2 tracks out from it so far, one with Hit Boy. This other one that I want to point out is Stand Tall. It's a pretty personal and emotional cut about, you know, overcoming a bunch of life's obstacles, including a lot of assumptions and presumptions made about her in the music industry, in the hip-hop world. It's a pretty touching track, and I think, you know, displays her point of view pretty well. Moving on from there, we have a third track from Nia Archives. This latest single from her upcoming album might be my favorite so far, honestly. Unfinished Business is the title of it. And once again, she's giving us kind of like a throwback UK dance pop flavor, but I feel like the way she kind of like, you know, layers up the vocals on this new song over here makes it, you know, kind of I don't know, a little different. You know, kind of seems like she's not only breaking from what we've typically heard on her tracks so far, but she's kind of actually kind of twisting this vintage style into something that's more specific to her, and I like that. I'm liking it quite a bit. I think she's, you know, just sounding better and better with all these new tracks. The Lemon Twigs are back with some more vintage pop and pop rock. Dream Is All We Know. Finally, we're hearing the title track to this record. And yeah, it's just absolutely killer. It's giving me a little Billy Joel vibes. I'll say that, but in the best possible way. Loving the vocal harmonies, loving the chords, loving how sentimental and fun the track is all around. I just think they're just sounding better and better doing this production style, doing this music, doing this particular genre. All right. Here we have the hardest album cover of the week. The hardest album cover of the week. In May, we have a brand new record coming out from none other than one of my favorite producers, Igloo Ghost. And this new track over here, Choral Mimic, is bassy. It is deep. It's just 10,000 leagues under the ocean. Loving the the vocals and the fast flows on the track. I'm loving how insane the low end is on the cut. I wish there was a bigger drop in the second half and everything, but it's got a fire progression to it, and just like a lot of interesting sound design all around. All right, a couple more. Ibibio Sound Machine have a new record on the way. Pull the Rope is one of two singles that are out from it right now, and I'm absolutely loving this track. It is a banger of massive proportions, a great bass line, hard-hitting rhythm section, great horns, and of course, the lead vocals and the pull the rope refrains on the track are fire and sticky, will bury themselves into your psyche instantly. One of the most thrilling songs, explosive songs you're in here this week. All right, we also have one from a Cold Cave, who I'm not usually the biggest fan of. And look, by no means is this new track of theirs, any kind of like major break from their usual goth, synth pop, synth dark wave fusion style. But I just feel like the vocals and songwriting are especially good and catchy on this new track, to the point where like I just really couldn't deny it. She Rains Down is the title of the track, and all around it totally kicks ass, so give this one a shot. And finally, Baby Rose, vocalist, teaming up with Bad Bad Not Good for the track One Last Dance. They have a new EP on the way, and it's just like a weary, beautiful, sentimental piece of soul with a bit of an old school flavor to it. I like that the band is continuing to expand and try different things, and I'm really excited for how this EP is going to shape up, given just how good this new track over here is. So I think that's pretty much everything I have to say in this weekly track roundup, everything I have to throw at you guys in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good recommendations, and sorry for the congestion, sorry for my head being a little spacey and everything, but I'm on the mend, and we're going to get there. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Anthony Fantano, Weekly Tracks Forever.